Good evening everyone, and big welcome to our 12 days of Christmas. And we have a little bit of a green theme going on here this evening. So the fabric that I'm going to use tonight for making our bow is just green organza. And this is something, again, a lot of our florists would have at home, because I've been using the organza, or the tulle, or tulle some people pronounce it. I've been using it quite a lot. So how's everybody getting on? Are you enjoying the 12 days of Christmas? Who's getting up early in the morning for the 7 a.m. top tips? We are getting great response, and again, a huge thanks to everybody that's sharing our videos. Again, we really appreciate it. So for the 12 days of Christmas, every evening at 7 p.m. in the evening time, I'm doing a free class with you on decorating Christmas door wreaths. But also I'm doing decorating Christmas grave wreaths or remembrance wreaths. And again, I'm trying, some of the evenings, I'm trying to do things with you a little bit different to the normal wreath that you may see for sale in your local florist. So the bow I'm going to do this evening is what we call our collar bow. So this is where, again, it's as if you were wrapping around somebody's neck. You're grabbing the back of the organza, you're bringing it into the front of the organza, pulling it nice and tight. You're getting a wire, a 20 gauge wire. We're wrapping it around the centre nice and tight, squeeze the wire together and wrap one string around the other. And then you're able to go back and you're able to undo or open out the tulle or the organza, fluff it up to make a nice fluffy bow. And then the tails, I'm going to shorten these, so I'm just going to squeeze these in together. I'm going to cut off the ends, give them a little bit of a hair trim. Just check that camera there, Deirdre, just make sure that we are working. Yeah. Give that a little bit of a trim. And again, I'm ready to insert it. Now you can choose to have your bow at the bottom or the top. I'm going to have the bow at the bottom of the door wreath today. So over the past few evenings, if you've been joining in, if you haven't, where have you been? If you've been joining in, you'll see that I'm always doing it different. Sometimes it's at the top, sometimes it's at the bottom. And again, most evenings I've used a completely different type of ribbon, you know, for making our bow. So there's our bow there at the bottom. Now what I'm going to use is just this normal plain paper ribbon, florist ribbon, and this is going to make our hanger, you know, for hanging it on the door just up here at the back. Bringing in the ribbon, just kind of hid it in among the greenery there, and I'm now just going to tie a knot nice and tight there just to hold it in place, see, like that. And on top of that then I'm going to tie a double knot to be feckin' well sure. And again, I like to leave the two strings loose, and that way then the customer can carry it home that way. But when they get home, they can then shorten that and tie it onto their doorknob or their door knocker to secure it on their door for Christmas. So, what am I going to use? I have some fabulous silk roses. See these kind of like cream roses? They're a bit like the fresh rose, the Playa Blanca. And I'm going to use a couple of these, okay, in and out through the wreath. So I'm going to start off by placing one up around the 12 o'clock mark. So one is going to be placed up there near the top. And again, the wires, as they come through the base, I'm bending them up and sticking them back up into the frame. I'm now going to place one around the 9 o'clock mark, if this was a clock, okay? And the same idea, the wire has come through the base, and I'm just gripping the wire and sticking it back up into the frame. And now I'm going to place one at 3 o'clock. So again, down into the base, secure it in, and the hand underneath grabs the wire and brings it back up into the base. I've been shown different days and different nights. I've been kind of coming in on detail and showing you them little tricks that I'm doing. So that's what it looks like so far. Now I do have two extra ones, but I think I'll leave them out for the moment. Now them silk roses, they came on a bush together. We bought them up in Evergreen Silk Plants. I just cut up the bush and I got 5 heads, a bud and 4 open ones, and I used them in a different wreath. And Evergreen Silk Plants, they're up in Ardee, County Louth, and that's where I bought a lot of this material. So this kind of like, it looks like a dried flower, but it actually is artificial. And it was on one stem, and I just cut the stem up and made lots of little pieces out of it. And then what I did was I cut a wire around each of the pieces, okay, to hold it in place. And again, I'm just using it as a decoration in our door wreath. So again, people say, can you put silk flowers into Christmas door wreaths? Absolutely. absolutely, you can do whatever you want. And again, if you've been watching us, like one of the nights I know I did a fabulous, well, I thought it was a fabulous one, using these kind of like wine burgundy roses. They were absolutely beautiful. And as I said, I'm trying for the 12 days of Christmas is to do something a little bit different with you. You know what I mean? A little bit out of the ordinary. There's no point in me demonstrating what every flower shop in Ireland is demonstrating. I want to do something a little bit different with you. Also what I have here is a fern. I'll just see another little bud there. Is a kind of a fern, and this fern is covered in snow. And I did use this one of the evenings in one of my other door wreaths. But there was still plenty left on the bush that I bought. So rather than just leaving it there to waste, because obviously I'm not going to use it throughout the year, it's only going to be used at Christmas, I just cut it all up then, and the same thing, I'm using it as a decoration going in and out through here. It's 20 gauge wires is what we use all the time for Christmas wreaths. And if anybody is feeling energetic or strong out there, you would get away with using 19 gauge wires. They're a lot stronger, okay, than the 20. They're actually double the thickness, just to let you know. But they will work out pretty fine. Now, I forgot to say at the beginning, who's watching and where are you watching from? So again, comment underneath there. Let us know where you're watching from and again, who you are. And remember, I would really, really appreciate if you shared some of our videos, okay? Again, we're always trying to beat what we call the analytics. So with Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all of these platforms that are out there, like sometimes what happens is you're putting up videos, you're putting out content and nobody is seeing it. And you say, God, why is nobody seeing it? And it's because you're all watching the videos, but you're not interacting with it. So because you don't interact, and that means do the little thumbs up, you know, say good morning, say good evening, say you like it, say you hate it, you know that way. Say, Janette, is there any chance of you doing such a thing, such an evening? Like, because you don't interact, Facebook then kind of says, do you know what? Your one's videos must be very boring. Nobody interacts with them. Do you know what? We won't let anybody see them, or we won't push our videos. And this is often what happens. So we're always fighting against the analytics. So how I try and fool or get around the analytics is I do ask you, the public, to share our videos. But also, if you're watching this evening, just to let you see how it's coming together, and I'm not finished. But if you're watching this evening and you're saying, you know what, I wouldn't mind doing that one again, but I can't remember what she used or how she went about it. By sharing this little video onto your own page, and it'll cost you nothing, it's free, but all you have to do is click the word share, and by sharing it, it means then tomorrow or the next day, whenever you're feeling up to it, you can then go into your own Facebook page. This video is there and you can play it and you can re-watch it and learn how to do this particular wreath if that's what you want to do. So again, we're kind of curing two problems. You're able to watch back and I'm fooling the algorithm. Now I'm going to hold it up now. At the moment I'm not finished, okay, but just to let you see what I've done so far. So this is what it's looking like so far. The next thing I want to add in is a little bit of berries. So this is, again, it's artificial, they're berries, and I also bought these up in Evergreen Silk Plants, and I'm going to use these as another texture going in and out, or in and out through a wreath. Now I don't want to add a lot of them because I want to add in some of our pine cones and our lotus heads in and out through this as well. So we'll just add in a little bit here and there just to give it a little bit of texture. Now, people say, could you use this on a grave? Absolutely. And if you've been watching me over the past few nights, when I have been demonstrating the remembrance wreaths, you'll know that my belief is a remembrance wreath shouldn't be mean looking, shouldn't be skimpy looking, and shouldn't look sad, you know what I mean, or miserable looking. It should be just as nice as any of the other wreaths that you make, whether it's for decorating your house or, again, for adding to your door. So this would also do as a beautiful wreath for placing on a grave, especially for somebody close to you or somebody who you are very fond of. What I'm now going to add in is a couple of the pine cones, okay? So the wire's coming loose on that one there. So with the pine cones now, we've lots of videos up close and personal where you can see wiring them, where we place the wire in between the petals at the bottom, wrap the wire around and then twist the two pieces of wire together. So I'm going to add some pine cones and maybe a couple of the little lotus heads just here and there, just to give me, again, another shape going through the door wreath. But also I think the Christmas pine cones really kind of give that Christmas effect. Now I have most of the materials wired tonight for our demonstration classes, because otherwise it can be boring me trying to demonstrate, you know, that way, and trying to do all the wiring at the same time, and you're kind of watching there and saying, oh God, this is going on for ages and ages and ages. So by me having a lot of the material wired, just to show you, that side has the pine cones in already. I haven't done this side, but you can see the difference. By having the material wired up, it does save a lot of time. Now, we're going to have a giveaway this evening, and like all of our other evenings for the 12 days of Christmas, yes, there's 3 chances of winning, 3 different ways of winning, but also 3 prizes. So what have you got to do? In the comments, you can say, pick me, pick me, pick me. And Deirdre will go through all the comments later on, and she'll pick 3 lucky winners, okay? And one of them will be somebody who has said, pick me. The second option, or the second way that you can actually win a prize, is by actually naming one of Santa's reindeers. Any of the reindeers. Now, we're kind of sick of Rudolph. Everybody's done Rudolph. But if you do Rudolph, again, you're in with a chance, okay? So name one of Santa's reindeers. We've had a few bright sparks, and they've named all 6 or 7 of them. I actually can't remember whether it's 6 or 7 of them. So name one of Santa's reindeers, and again, we will pick a lucky winner there. And the third way that you can win is by sharing our videos, and I've asked you that already. But just put in the comments and let me know that you have shared. We'll check, by the way. Let me know that you have shared our video. Maybe you've shared it once, twice, or 3 times a lady. And again, we will pick a winner from somebody who has actually shared our video. Now, there we go. There is our Christmas door wreath, ready to go on the door, okay? We have our, just pull our ribbon up there. We have our silk roses going in and out through it. We have our silk berries, a little bit of the Christmas fern with the snow on it, some pine cones, and a little bit of the artificial kind of like dried flower. Again, most of the artificial material was bought from Evergreen Silk Plants. I hope you enjoyed that demonstration. Again, if there's something that you'd like me to demonstrate over the next few nights, we're getting through these 12 nights pretty fast. But if there's something you would like me to demonstrate, put it in the comments, let me know, and I'll try and oblige you as much as I can. But remember, join me in the morning at 7 a.m. for the day's top tips for getting ready for Christmas. And if there's anybody out there interested in training to be a florist, work in a flower shop, open up your own flower shop eventually, do you know, that way, drop me an email for the information. That's what we specialise in. We train florists all over Ireland, all over the UK, and we now have broken into the likes of America, Australia, and obviously parts of Europe. Drop me an email, info@kaysflowerschool.com.